That's what you do with it. You stroke the beard, but you actually got a beard. Yeah. Dream it. Believe it. Become it.
Come on down. We're back for today's show. Tunde Ajayi. I'm hyped for today's show. There ain't no mucking around on this one. No mucking around on this one. Right. You know, yep.
Trust me, we're ready to go. And first of all, let me just say big up to Bobby Wright. He is representing on another level.
Bravo. There's a couple man that's representing. Salim Ali's always back in the thing as well.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, big up, what's it? Leon Bigger. Big up yourself. Yeah, I mean, Bobby Wright knows what time of day he's our guy. Yeah, I mean, military man that is a serious guy, posts everything, just showing mad support, mad love. So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm going to be tweeting this out as well as we're speaking. But today, Baba Tunde Ajayi, we have to answer what the fans say, and the fans were saying do the welterweights. So here we are to do the welterweights. So we're going to be our top 5 welterweights of 2021, and that's what we're
the welterweights in discussion tonight, though, because you've actually got 8 welterweights. And like yesterday and the day before, we'll be breaking down our top 5, and then we'll be getting a top 5 from the public. Number 1, we have Errol Spence on the truth Spence. We have number 2, Errol. Number 2, we have Terence Bud. I don't know if it's Budweiser, but it's Terence Bud Crawford.
It could be Collie Bud.
yeah. And then number 3, we have the man himself, the Filipino Flash, the man known as Manny Pacquiao. Number 4, we have Thurman. Number 5, we have Shawn Porter. Number 6, we have Danny Garcia. Number 7, a newcomer, might be new to many, but I don't think he is to the American public, Jaron Boots Ennis. And number 8, Golden Boy promoted, Vergil Ortiz, who Oscar De La Hoya says is the new source of the division. So we got 8 guys there. We're gonna break down tonight, Spence. And I'm looking, you got to flam the thing, because this is gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot.
It's hot.
Blaze you have to agree so far. No, I just that's just the names I got down. That ain't necessarily my rankings, although that is quite a good ranking. But I know that people have thoughts and opinions, so I'll be looking forward to hearing everyone's thoughts and opinions. But let's start off. I'm going to leave it up to you. Who are we starting off with, Spence?
I think we have to go by the man that is going to go down as an all-time great. I was recently voted as a fighter of the 21st century, and that is Manny Pacquiao.
Come on. Wow. Right? I was like, hold on. Is he going to say Terence Crawford? Is he going to say...
Come on. Yeah, we're gonna get to Terence. Big up October Red, who's just jumped on.
Come on, big up. All right, let me give you the people a bit of a little background. Emmanuel, nothing I don't know his name is Emmanuel. Coming like Dennis Brown. Remember Emmanuel and Dennis Brown?
The greatest reggae singer of all times, Tunde.
Love and hate can never be friends.
Whoa, no.
Whoa, no. Here I come. With love and not hatred. Listen, anyway, let's get serious. Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao is his full name. Born December 17th, 1978. the Filipino professional boxer, senator of the Philippines, nicknamed Pac-Man. He is regarded as one of the greatest professional boxers of all time. He was elected as senator of the Philippines in 2016 and serving a 6-year term. Okay, so he's still doing his thing. Manny Pacquiao is the only 8 division, and I say that again, the only 8 division world champion in the history of boxing and has won 12 major world titles. He was the first boxer to win the lineal championships in 5 different weight classes. Spence was breaking down the lineal situation yesterday. Yeah. This man done it in 5 different weight classes. And the first boxer to win world titles in 4 of 8 glamour divisions: flyweight, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight, and is the only boxer to hold world championships across 4 decades: 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020. Bro, I'm not even talking no more.
Right? If we had the pogo right now, we're pushing the button for that man.
Trust me.
Come on, tell it how it is. And you know what? Also, what is nice, even though his style of fighting is not throwback, but his attitude is. You know what I mean? He's a guy that could take it L, say nothing, come back, go do his thing. Yes. Right? And it's not only that, but what you have to respect a man like Manny Pacquiao, right, is the man's consistency. 4 decades, bro. 4 decades. Come on. We don't need to talk no more. Right? But we are judging the man as a welterweight. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And right, we're judging him as a welterweight. And as a welterweight, there was the also-ran fight that he had with Jeff Horn, which I still to this day will say that not a robbery, but he should have got the decision. Right? But out in Australia and all the rest of it, maybe there was they're trying to show signs like, you know what, you're at the end of your tether now. Later to you, move on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Son, right? But at that time, also, we know that there was a lot of disparity between him and Bob Arum. Hence why he's left Bob Arum now, and he's now with PBC and Al Heyman. So it could those could have intangibility stripped on. I'm not going to lie and say they don't. They could do. But what I am going to say is the win that he had over Broner wasn't no surprise to me. The win that he had with Keith Thurman, I remember doing the fight analysis for Fight Hype, telling you that I got Manny Pacquiao to beat Keith Thurman. So that fight wasn't a shock to me. That win wasn't a shock to me.
And he took Thurman's O.
Yeah, he took it. He took his O and ate it for breakfast. Yeah, and he ate it raw because he didn't even put no milk on it. So you got to know straight that when we're talking about Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, nickname is One Time. Reason why he's looking to clap brothers out. So, and also Keith Thurman's got some really good names on his resume at 147.
Absolutely. So that weren't a joke.
Right. So that win there is a serious thing. And Manny Pacquiao, we forget about the Ricky Hatton knockout win, right? Because
I'm not forgetting that. That was a serious knockout.
Because I'm calling the man as a 147 fighter. And when we're ranking those guys as a 147, I could get caught up in the bravado of his past accomplishments, but we have to judge the man as now. And as now, he's still a dangerous fighter. Of now, as far as I'm concerned, he's still a poignant and potent 147 fighter. That's why we have to props Manny Pacquiao. We have to props him. And that's that.
Love that.
We got there too.
Love that. All right, next one. Let's go with Danny Garcia. Break Danny Garcia down, Spence.
Your friend, Danny Garcia.
Yeah. I must admit, the guy and his dad, regardless of what anyone says, they are the realest people that I've met in American boxing. The realest. The dad, when we met him for the first time, is that, man, we appreciate you, man. Like he said to me, we appreciate you. And the humbleness of Angel Garcia, regardless of what you see when he's like the Birdman. You understand? That's just his character. And I remember when we were after the training session when we watched Danny sparring. Can't remember who was preparing for that time. They took us they got a studio in the gym.
Okay.
A man was in there spitting bars. It's like, and then next door they got the barber shop. Like it's, oh man, you know.
In Philly, yeah.
Say again?
In Philadelphia.
In Philly, yeah, in Philly, because we were in Atlantic City, and then Danny and the dad said, "Come down." So me and AY jumped in the vehicle, drove down to Philly, took us to the world famous, you know, the Philly steak shop.
Did you eat the cheese? The cheese.
Yeah, the Philly cheese. Yeah. But, and that family there, they're just a real people. So big up Danny Garcia. Still talk to him on social media. Obviously, I haven't spoken to him after the Errol fight. That was a fight I didn't really like because you have two good guys. But the great thing about that situation is, you know, PBC and Al Heyman is making sure everybody eats.
Bro, you fit in that clique?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, for the guys that want to see, well, there's only one guy on the outside, and we know who that is, and that's Terence Crawford, who's on the outside. All the rest of the top guys are signed to PBC.
PBC, yeah.
And one thing is this: you may not fight as regular as you want with Al Heyman.
Yes.
But when you do fight, you eat.
Trust me.
Right.
Trust me. I see the way Chris Eubanks Jr. is living. But he's made peace. And he's not even a world champ.
All right. And sorry to digress there, but...
Yeah, sorry to digress.
I know, but it's alleged that Chris Eubanks Jr. could be ending up fighting for the vacant WBA title that Canelo has now vacated.
Wow.
Yeah, against I think it's his Japanese guy who's a regular champion. Okay. That's the talk. I hope that does happen. It comes up for 2021. But we go back to who we was talking about in Danny Garcia. Listen, I remember when Ashley Fearfame boxed Danny Garcia.
Yes.
Right? And fair play to Ashley then, because Ashley boxed to orders and he lost a very, very tight decision to him. Yeah,
2010, February 2010, I think it was.
Exactly. And I remember that's when we started the Hard Knocks thing.
Yes.
And so I got to give massive props to Ashley Fearfame for being brave enough to say he's going across the pond and he's going to try his things out there. And he was braver to fight top-ranked guys in America than he was to fight top-ranked guys in the UK, because in his head, he was like, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. So, right.
And sorry to cut you. The first fighter that actually took Danny into deep waters. That was a breakout fight for Danny.
It was a good fight. But the fight that rose Danny into prominence and everything else was the fight of Amir Khan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That was a horrible left hook. Right? To this day, we're going to call it was a horrible left hook. Right? But from him moving up in weight and fighting at 147, to me, Danny hasn't boxed like how he used to box down at 140. Yes. And I'm just being real, and I really do like the guy, but he hasn't. But he's still good enough to hang with the best out there, because no one ain't knocking out that brother. And no one's not knocking out that brother. Yeah, right?
He's got some different
breed. He's got a very good engine as well. He comes to fight. Unfortunately, his fight with Errol Spence, it was, to me, kind of like an anticlimax for the fact that Errol Spence was coming for the car crash, and it was more to say like, what will Errol Spence have less, and can Danny push him? Fair play. Danny tried to push him, but Errol was just too big and too strong for him. But Danny Garcia is still a contender, and he's a top contender.
There you go. And I was,
you beat Danny, you're a top guy.
And I was just, going through his rep. Actually, before that Khan fight, he beat Eric Morales.
Yeah.
And that serious scout to have on your resume.
Yeah, 2 fights with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, the second fight,
That left hook.
the knockout was vicious.
Sent Morales into retirement, bro.
Fourth round as well, because he KO'd Khan in the fourth.
In the fourth round.
Morales in the fourth. Then he had a UD against Zab Judah. Good performance. Lucas Matea, who a lot of people was avoiding.
Let me tell you this. The Matisse fight, you was in America for that fight, remember?
Yeah.
You was in America.
Yeah.
And you was at the fight. I remember you was at the fight. I remember you talking like, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought Matisse was gonna beat Danny.
Yeah. Because people was avoiding Matisse.
Yeah. No, Matisse, you can lick.
Yeah, a big puncher.
Right, big horrid puncher. And the performance that Danny put in there, what made me realize, if a guy comes to fight Danny Garcia, you do that at your peril.
Yes.
But I've seen him struggle, like when he fought Lamont Peterson.
Yep.
Right? Like when he fought Ajayi. When he's up against a boxer,
yes,
right, he struggles because it's like he has to set himself to throw that left hook. And this is why I got to give Errol Spence all the credit in the world, because Errol Spence fought him at his game. Errol Spence never jab and move around the place. Errol Spence stood in front of him and said, come, we'll see. Because remember, Errol Spence must be a guy who's coming out for 180 easily.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. He said it to me in Dallas. He said, man, I'm about a cruiserweight right now.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, he's big.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So props to Danny Garcia, top-rated guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. A former two-weight world champion. So we've got to see what the future holds for him, or what does he do now? Because I wouldn't want them to use Danny Garcia as a gatekeeper, because he has been a great champion and a superb ambassador for boxing.
And moving away outside of boxing, Danny's dad told me that Danny, he's done really well for himself. Obviously, they got the shops. He said he's got property all over Philadelphia.
All right.
Yeah, he's got property. He said, this is what I'm trying to say. Like,
son, say nothing.
Yeah, Al Heyman, and they live at Philly now. They got their nice house, and Al Heyman, he really advises these young men to invest. Yeah, so there you go. So all right. Who we going next, Spence?
Who we going next?
So we've had Danny. We got Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, Jaron, Vergil, Ortiz, and Errol Spence, and Terence Crawford. Yeah, I said that. So any one of those.
I want to go one-time Keith Thurman.
One time. Come on. One time. The man, hold on. Let me break him down. Let me break down the man they call one-time Keith Thurman. But his press conferences were funny, though. Because he's got good boxing history. He knows the history.
Yep. He's a very articulate man as well.
Yes. Keith Fitzgerald Thurman Jr., born November 23, 1988, is an American professional boxer. He is the former unified welterweight world champion, having held the WBA title from 2015 to 2019, promoted to the super champion in 2017, and previously the WBC title from 2017 to 2018. Nicknamed one time for his formidable knockout power, Thurman is considered one of the hardest punchers in the welterweight division. As of August 2020, he is ranked as the world's 4th best active welterweight by the Ring magazine. That's quite straight. Okay. 5th by BoxRec, 6th by the Transition Boxing Rankings Board. So touch on 31 fights, 29 wins, 22 by KO, 1 loss and 1 draw. I can't
remember what year that I met him in Vegas. It could have been 2014 when Andrew Harding had his stag do. I think it was then. And I went out there with one of our pals. Andrew Harding got a big discount, safe brother. And seeing Keith Thurman, he's a gentleman,
Okay.
Right, forget about all the bravado and the hype and that. You know, I mean, he's got to be fighting, so he's got to sell things. But he's actually a gentleman. We spent a lot of time talking boxing. Very low subject of Al Heyman. He's very, very low to PBC. And it was like, I remember looking at his body and I'm thinking like, this guy actually kind of reminds me of Nigel Benn. Right? Because he's susceptible to get hurt. But unlike Nigel Benn, Keith Thurman gets hurt to the body.
Yes.
You know
Who was that he had when he...
Remember he fought Louis Collazo, the new...
Collazo. Yeah.
Collazo clapped him to the body and let him know what time of day it was hurting. And then I said, well, this guy is susceptible to the body, and it could be a couple of reasons. Maybe he just can't take a body shot. Or maybe he's struggling for the weight, because if you look at him, he's a big welterweight.
Yes.
He's a big welterweight. He's a very, very big welterweight. He can fight and he can box, because he demonstrated to us that he can actually box, right? So we've got to give him his dues as a boxer as well. He's multifaceted, meaning that he doesn't have to fight you one way, right? He's lost to Manny Pacquiao. I can get it. You could be overall, you're in there with one of the greatest fighters ever. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Yes. Manny Pacquiao should be on many people's top 10 pound for pound of all times. Don't get twisted.
What I say.
Go on.
You know, he's quoted here as being one of the hardest punchers in the welterweight division. But I question that, Spence, because he stopped Julio Diaz, who was a smaller guy anyway. But going from the 2014,
it stopped no one.
Listen, Leonard Bundu, remember Errol Spence clapped that out vicious.
Right.
That was a vicious knockout.
Right.
So he went UD with him. Then he went UD with Guerrero. Then he retired Collazo after being hurt himself.
I remember he looked good against Jacinto Lopez, even though he's coming back from injury. He didn't look good at that fight to me.
Yeah. Shawn Porter, UD, Danny Garcia, split decision, Lopez majority decision, and then he loses against Manny. So, you know, what it appears is that as he's gone up the level of the welterweight division, he can't stop them.
Yeah, but you know how it goes is this. As you know, for you to let off them bombs, you have to be brave enough to be in range to let off your bombs. If you're in range, you can get caught yourself. So maybe now he's trying to think of longevity and not push so hard, because you could clap out those little Billy man when you're on the rise, right? Because them Billy man, when they get hurt, they're thinking, I'm going to get my check, I want to eat my burger, right?
Yes.
But when you're up in the levels now, guys want it just as much as you.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
They don't know when the next time they're going to be fighting either. Yes. So you're thinking, right, they want it just as much as you. And I think, and I agree with you, as you go up in the levels, the punch knockout ratio has dipped, but it's dipped mainly because you're in there with a high caliber of opponents now. So you're not in there with Billy Man. But the Leonard Bundu fight, I was a little bit disappointed with him in that fight. I'm gonna keep it 100, right? This is not me. I like the guy as a human being, but I was a bit disappointed with his performance in that fight, because really and truly, Baba Tunde Ajayi, you're meant to be knocking them man out. If they come one time, you're meant to touch them one time.
Because remember, Canelo broke up Lopez. I swear, Canelo, he mashed up. So Canelo's a different animal, but still. All right, so we've touched on Keith Thurman. Let's go Shawn Porter next.
All right, give us the breakdown then.
Yeah, let me break him down. The man they called Shawn. Bro, I remember watching, because Shawn was in the gym with us. I'll give you a story, because you know I love my little stories. So we was in the gym, me, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Shawn Porter and his dad. So Shawn Porter's dad, I don't know what part of America they come from.
Kenny.
But,
Kenny Porter.
Yeah, Kenny Porter. Yeah, it's a Kenny Porter. So, well, anyone who's seen Kenny and Shawn in the gym is pure comical. So, like, the dad would jump in the ring and goes, "No, Shawn, No, Shawn, you got to do it like this, man. You got to do. And Shawn is just there like some little baby going, yes, daddy, yes, daddy, yes, daddy. Bro, it's unbelievable, but the respect the son has for the father. So anyway, they must have brought a youth over. They must have brought over a youth from where they're from. I don't know, maybe Cali or something like that. So Shawn's dad was talking to the youth the same way he talks to Shawn. So the youth just flipped out in the gym. He's like, man, you can't, man, ain't no bitch, man. You can't talk to me like that. Bro, everyone was, bro, Anthony, we was just busting up.
No respect, bro.
So, but you know, it's like, and that's when I knew that it's the dad is the only person who can train is his son, because he can't do that with nobody else. But yeah, that was that, bro. I never forget that. Again, experience. You know, we was in the gym, young Devon, Bill, Haney, so many good fighters out there. Michael Hunter was there. And yeah, man, experience, you can't buy experience, Spence.
I like Shawn a lot. Remember when Shawn Porter first started off, he was down at Freddie Roach's, you know? Remember?
Yes.
That's
yes,
how he made his name. Right. That's how he made his name. Because I remember when he was sparring with he was sparring, doing a lot of work with Manny, he was doing a lot of work with Amir Khan. And everybody was talking about this guy, saying that, and I'm talking like the 2010s, right? At that time, there was talking about Shawn Porter like he was a mixture between Henry Armstrong, the first man in boxing history, the only man in boxing history to hold 3 world titles simultaneously.
Yes.
Not muck around. So he reminded of Hurricane Hank, and there was also a touch of Shane Mosley about him, right?
Yes, I remember
talk. So yes. I was very, very intrigued to meet. So I met him quite a few times, and like now, me and him are really cool. Like I speak to the dad, Kenny, regularly, and then it was like, well, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna fight? And then when he got his bus, when he fought for the IBF crown.
Yes,
brother. When he fought for that crown, brother, I've never seen, right? Yeah. No, be real. Devon Alexander's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
Devon Alexander's a good fighter.
Devon Alexander can fight. Remember when he clap out the oh man, the guy was causing a lot of trouble. Ungonzo or something like that.
Yeah,
one of them.
Yeah. Urango. But man, he clap it out vicious with the hook.
Yeah. But sorry, let me give you another story. Because bro, this is what I'm saying, it's experience. So we was over 50 Cent's gym. This is when 50 Cent just opened a gym.
Where is he?
Huh?
He ain't got it no more.
I don't think so. I think so.
I think it's so.
It was their rank gym. So it was in there. Gambo was in there. Chad Dawson, all these fighters. So Shawn was getting ready to spar with Gamboa, and obviously 50 just signed Gamboa, and Gamboa was mashing up everybody. And 50 kept on saying to me, "Man, this kid, you know, he's special. He'd be pushing trucks down the road for trading." I said, "Yeah, he's gonna mash up his body by pushing trucks." You know, see, everybody would used to do the same thing. Yeah, understand? So
punching her ass, no,
So the spar was set up. Shawn Porter against Gamboa. And let me tell you something. They're very spiritual people in it, Kenny Porter and Shawn.
They pray before they spar.
Prayers.
Sparring. At the end of sparring, when they're in the changing room, when they go off, they pray.
The prayer that he licked down before he sparred Gamboa. I said, yeah, this is going to be exciting. But yeah, he done Gamboa, in my opinion. And that was a big statement for Shawn, you know.
Okay.
It was still good. Carry on, Spence.
So yeah, Shawn Porter is that guy today. The nice thing about him, where he's bought his house in Vegas, directly across the road is where his dad's house is. So they got like identical homes on the same street.
Beautiful.
And like Kenny saying, you know what, Spence, what's the nicest thing? My grandchildren can just walk across the road and they're in their granddad's house.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? So I got to give them respect. I got to give them respect for where they've come from. You know what? He's a two-time world champion. Being IBF champion and WBC champion. You got to give him a lot of credit for that. And in highlight now, in retrospect, when we look back, the win that Kell Brook got over him now looks even bigger than anything. The win that Kell Brook got over Shawn Porter.
Yes.
That was a serious win.
Yes. But I spoke to some Americans. They was like, man, Shawn was even a C plus fighter back then, man. I said, but he developed. And I said, no, you know.
And that's what I'm going to say. His development, and that's why you got to give the guy all the credit in the world for his aptitude to learning and also playing discipline. Because loads of guys, you know, it goes, you make a couple thousand, you touch $1 million, desire can go. This guy is still hungry. Every time I talk to the dad, oh man, we're just coming back from the gym, me and Shawn.
They don't play with training. They train all day hard. I don't know now, but Shawn Porter bought Devin Haney's dad's gym, which was the old fight factory, and they turned it into the Porter gym. So again, this thing going on. All right, let's move on because we got another 4 fighters. So let's go. I'm gonna leave the newest 2 to last. So we've had Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman. We gotta go to. Let's go Terence Crawford, T-Bud, the Bud man.
Terence Crawford.
This guy. Oh yeah, let me give you
that. Forgot. Go on, Satan. Go on.
Terence Allen Bud Crawford, born September the 28th, 1987, is an American professional boxer. He has held, and this is when I read this, he has held multiple world titles in 3 different weight classes, including the WBO welterweight title since 2018. Previously, he held the WBO Ring Magazine and the lineal lightweight titles from 2014 to 2015, and unified WBA Super, WBC, IBF, WBO Ring, and lineal again light welterweight titles between 2015 and 2017. I can go on, but what interests me was the fact that he's been yesterday you touched on the lineal thing, you know, and the Ring Magazine, and this guy has done that in 2 weight classes already.
There is something special if you become a lineal champion, right? In 2 weight classes.
Boy, that's serious.
And he was a unified champion at 140. And I remember when he was getting ready to fight Ricky Burns, this is when I was at Sky, and they said, I had to do a tactical breakdown on his fight versus Ricky Burns. I had to
look at it.
Ed Robinson, and Tunde drove to my house. I said, Tunde, I'm glad you're here. I've got some DVDs here. It was a guy called Charles Lawrence, who's one of the producers down at Sky. He said, yeah, go watch this, Mr. Fraser. Go watch this fighter, because you got to do the breakdown with him and Ed. You got to do a technical breakdown, emulate his style. I remember sitting down with Tunde in my house. I just said, blood fire. Ricky Burns is gonna get broke up.
I said, this brother is a special kid, and you know, I predicted him to broke up Ricky, but fair play to Ricky Burns. He stuck it in there, and he made Spence Crawford look kind of ordinary. I mean, he never set the house alight that night, but from the breakdown me and you was doing in the house, I said, this guy's special.
Great fighter. You know what I mean? I just retweeted on YouTube. Now watch the numbers got. Not on YouTube, on Twitter.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, very good fighter. You know what I mean? And he's comfortable in fighting orthodox or southpaw.
That's the thing for me.
Amazing.
You can't.
Yeah, amazingly comfortable. So when you look on someone like Terence Crawford, who it's been argued that he's pound for pound number 1, right? I get it. As far as I'm concerned, Canelo's pound for pound number 1. But he's definitely top 3. Or I would say that he's number 2. But in me saying that he's number 2 in the welterweight division we're dealing with now, similarly, I'm gonna go tell this one now. Similarly to when Roberto Duran moved up in 1979 to welterweight, people think that he just sat down and waited for a minute. Right, he just moved up. Who just?
Crawford is number 1. Hold on, let's say the guy's name, Israel. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Israel said.
And thank you for your £4.99 donation to the show.
Thank you very much,
brother. No, seriously. We've only been doing this for what? This is our 3rd one. So this is our 3rd one. So I'm amazingly grateful. You know what I mean? Because the more gratitude that you express is the more abundance that you appreciate. Tunde knows this. Gary Blake knows this. And Spencer the Spirit, now the knowledge Fearon, appreciate your $4.99, my friend.
Big up Israel. But Israel said Crawford, in his opinion, is number 1 skill is on a different level. The guy switches so effortlessly, as good in either stance, he ain't getting beat. Period. I added on the period, Israel, but don't worry about that. But it's what we were saying, Spence. You know, the guy, he does it as though you can't tell. And I think that is what sets him up, because he can do that so quickly. You know, usually, you know, it has to register in the opponent's head. But before you know it, the shot, like a jab, is a straight left in your ass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And also, he's a very spiteful human being.
Oh.
Someone who's really placid and, you know what I mean? He is very, very spiteful.
Yes, sir.
Hank Lundy fight.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He smashed that poor guy, you know.
Oh, that ruined Lundy. Of
course it did. Of course it did.
So yeah, carry on with what you're saying about Terence. Big up Israel. Thank you for the donations, sir. Appreciate it.
So I remember seeing Dave Coolwell. And I asked Dave, I said to Dave, the trainer, that's Dave Coolwell. I said to Dave, who's the best fight you've seen? And he said, the best fight that I've seen in person, right? Up front, live and fight. I thought he was going to say Canelo, because Ryan Rose fought Canelo.
Yes.
He said, no, it's Terence Crawford.
Wow. Serious.
He worked in Ricky Burns' corner against Terence Crawford. He said, he said the guy's got it all, Spence. So, yeah, he said the guy has got it all, right? Since Terence Crawford's been up at welterweight, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get a big name, and we know the politics behind it. I'm tired of talking about this politics, to tell you the truth, right? But it's been very difficult for him to get a big name. But then also, I don't think his promoters helped him neither.
No, the promoter's supposed to be doing a better job than that.
Right.
Because he's one of the guys that's coming with flash, you know, and even when he starts talking wicked, it don't even look good. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. Because it's not him. That's not his persona.
It's not him. He's just a spiteful guy. He wants to prove that he's the best, and he does damage when he's in there. So he's doing his side. The promoter is a promoter for a reason. So it's all right about complaining about the numbers, but why not use the money that you have to promote this guy properly? You know,
that's what I like to see. You know
definitely. Okay,
that's what I like to see.
So let's go on to, you know, we want to take the quick. We're moving quick today, so we're moving professional. It's got to be Errol Spence. Let me, bro, Errol Spence. I'm telling you, the man knows the truth. Errol Spence is taking over the mantle as the money man in the division. He's telling man, you take what I'm giving you. That's how he's talking to Errol. That's how he's talking to Terence Crawford. Don't try to come up in this thing like you're running. No, we are running this thing. And you take what I'm giving you. Otherwise, I want Canelo. That's how he's talking. So, I don't know. Errol's been through a lot, you know, in this past year or so. But let's break him down. Because I remember him from the 2012 Olympics when he got when he got to the quarterfinal. But
he lost and then he got reinstated.
Yes.
And then he lost in the quarterfinals.
Quarters, yes.
Right.
So Errol Spence Jr., born March the 3rd, 1990, is an American professional boxer. He is currently the unified welterweight world champion, having held the IBF title since 2017 and the WBC title since 2019. As an amateur in the welterweight division, he won 3 consecutive United States national championships and represented the US in the 2012 Olympics, where he reached the quarterfinal. In 2015, Spence was named Prospect of the Year by ESPN. As of December 2020, Spence is ranked as the world's 3rd best active pound for pound by BoxRec, 5th by the Ring magazine, and 9th by the Transnational Boxing Ranking Board. He is also ranked as the world's best active welterweight by the Ring, BoxRec, and TBRB. As of 2020, Spencer's won 4 fights rated 5-star by BoxRec, and he has a knockout win ratio of 77.8%. Spencer Fearon, take it away, my man.
Before I even go say nothing, I just retweeted the thing, and I'm really grateful for everyone who's tuning in on Tunde's on his Instagram, and not his Instagram, so on his Twitter. I just see the numbers go up for some little Billy numbers, and they're just flown up right now.
Yeah, that's huge.
Very, give me a high five. No, so thank you to everyone who's tuning in. I'm saying this on Errol Spence, right?
Yes.
And I have to tell you the truth. He's a problem.
No, don't tell us. Don't tell us.
No. I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? I want to see the guy, and I hope that he has, after surviving that car crash, because he should have died, and God was on the job that day, right? The extra curriculum relaxation periods of after fights that you need to fix up, and I believe now that he's addressed that, right? Because you ain't gonna get a chance like that again. I'm just being real.
Trust me.
People in car crashes less than that. Not even 10% of that car crash and dead. So for you to get that opportunity, I think he needed that more so to be the realization call to say, right, you know what? I am what I am and all the rest of it, but I got to properly buckle down. And I believe that he has buckled down, because the win that he had over Danny Garcia, that was serious.
That was a systematic breakup.
No one walked down Garcia.
Say that again?
Nobody doesn't walk down Garcia.
No one.
I don't care who the guys. You don't walk him down.
And Danny, look, there was points to that fight. Well, I'm not saying Danny wanted to give up, but he was like, you can tell he was digging down deep to just stay in there. You know, and you know, his dad was saying, come on, Danny, man. But people don't understand, when you're in there with Spence, it's a different thing, because the mental pressure coupled with the physical pressure, what he brings, is something, you know, you have to deal with that. You have to deal with that. But Errol Spence is one of them guys, Spence and Errol Spence. He's one of them guys that his work ethic is so... I remember the Charlo saying, I train hard, but that boy is on a different level. And if you go watch the documentaries on Errol when he was first coming up, because they knew he was going to be special. You see him, even back then, the work ethic. And a lot of people, when they see these guys up there, you know, it's hard work, dedication. And Errol Spence, as you say, to come back from such a horrific car crash and put in work like that on Danny. Like, he never took, he could, nobody would have complained if he had a tune-up fight. But he went straight in.
Why would they? After coming from that A-team car crash. Remember the crash in the A-team?
Remember A-team? Yeah, A-team is serious.
The big boy show coming on Saturdays, right? TV, not muck around with Hannibal, right? But all the credit in the world to Errol Spence. He impressed me greatly, even though he's fighting a smaller guy. But when he beat Mikey Garcia,
yes,
right, at Dallas, they're like 72,000 people there. There, to me, was a realization that we're looking at something special.
Hold on there. What do you think about that fight? I mean, we're touching off subject again.
Right. No, we're not, because of the welterweights.
Yeah.
When I think of the fight, I think Errol Spence knew that he was going in with a freeweight world champion.
Yes.
And a guy that can fight, a guy that's mean to the body. And we're looking at that saying, well, he ain't no welterweight, so we don't know what he's going to do up at welterweight. And you're actually fighting a very, very big man. But I think what Errol proved to me in there is that he wanted to fight him skill for skill. You know what I mean? That's what in my mind, that's what I think that he was trying to do. He was trying to fight the guy and show that I can match you for skill.
Yes.
Right? We've seen fights like that before in the past. Right? So that's what, I'm just going to be real. That's what I think he was trying to do. He was trying to say, right, I'm not going to try and rush you and try and knock you out, because I could fall onto one, because you're far more superior experienced man than I am. But I'm going to show you that I could duel you with skill. I could keep it long. I can throw hard left-hand shots down the pipe and throw hard right hooks to the body and see how you react to it and control you that way. He must have been under a lot of pressure as well, because remember, he was still going in with an undefeated champion.
There you go.
Right. A man that punched the living daylights out of Adrian Broner. So I think those kind of things really in the back of his head. But I'm also going to say similar to when Roberto Duran fought Marvin Hagler. Roberto Duran was a smaller legendary champion, and he moved up and fought Marvin Hagler for the 160 crown. And Hagler was saying, right, I'm going to show you that I can deal with you with skill. Right? Because I think Hagler maybe could have pushed it to try and knock him out, and maybe would have caused a knockout. And what was that fight? That fight was in 83.
Come on, the knowledge.
So I think that's what it was. But then similarly, Marvin Hagler had the hump. Sorry to go off subject, but we're talking about the team. Marvin Hagler had the hump with Tommy Hearns, because Tommy Hearns shouldn't have knocked out Roberto Duran. He should have shown the great champion the respect just to outpoint him. I remember that time there in 84 when Tommy Hearns knocked him out horribly in the second round with that horrible right hand. Marvin Hagler was saying, you should have just outpointed him. You shouldn't have knocked out a great legend like that. You should have shown the man respect. You should have. So
he knocked out Tommy for that.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, I mean, what was that? April 15th, 1985 in Las Vegas. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm saying those kind of things. I thought it was more for Errol Spence to say, I'm going to show my domineering side of skill and get the win, and that's what he did. So props to Errol Spence on that. Mikey Garcia, even though we ain't really got him up in the team, but Mikey Garcia is serious. Let's talk about him fighting Manny Pacquiao in Dubai later on this year. We wait patiently to see what's going to happen.
He don't want to fight Manny Pacquiao. No. I'm telling you for free. He'll get stopped. Manny can't fight Manny Pacquiao. No. He gets stopped.
Manny Pacquiao still swings like he's 23.
Yeah, but you know what? Roger Mayweather said, no fighter can come from flyweight to welterweight. It never happened in the history of boxing. The man saying he's taking drugs to be moving through the weight classes from flyweight to welterweight. That is some feat.
It is. It's a massive feat.
All right, so the last two, we ain't really, they're just new young guns on the block, but they're definitely two kids for the future. The first one we'll go with the Golden Boy fighter, Ring Magazine's 2019 Ring Magazine Prospect of the Year, Vergil Ortiz. What do you know about this kid, Spence?
Well, I've been watching him quite regularly. That guy's serious,
Yeah, I mean, Oscar De La Hoya.
Bravo, he does pull counters with the hard right hands.
Yeah.
Listen, he has 16 fights, 16 wins. I'm going off my head. Right, 16 wins. No, he's more than that now. I think it's 18 fights, 18 knockouts. What is it? What's your record?
16 fights, 16 KOs.
bro, say no more, right? I don't business if you're fighting your granny 16 times and knocking her out, you can punch.
Yeah,
right?
because look, Samuel Vargas is a name. Is a name that I see. Mauricio Herrera is a name.
Okay.
Antonio Orozco is another name I had, and he was 28-1 going in.
And got Brock up. What did you get Brock up in 4 rounds?
Brad Solomon, who I've never heard of, but he was 28-1 as well. He got knocked out as well.
Okay. Right. So,
you know,
Ortiz.
He's only 22 years old.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And what I've noticed with Golden Boy, they're signing up bare boys who are going to be golden, right? They've got Garcia, and to me, I'm being real, this guy is better than Garcia.
That's what Oscar keeps on alluding to.
He's better than him. I'm telling you that he's better than Garcia. He's more complete than Garcia. You know what I mean?
You can't pick it like Garcia, I'll tell you that much.
No, but no one can. Tunde, no one can. Right? None of these little hotshot up-and-coming guys can. But Vergil Ortiz has very good timing, right? Believes in his punch power, but he doesn't go like a madman looking to knock you out, right? I remember like in the late 70s, there was a really good fight called Pepino Cuevas. Pepino Cuevas was the reigning WBA champion. I think he made about 11 defenses on the world title. Right?
Come on, the knowledge.
Right, there was talk of a unification fight between Pepino Cuevas and Sugar Ray Leonard, who held the WBC title. Those days, young boys, there was only 2 titles. There weren't 4 like we have now, and they weren't so sparsely fragmented over super champion, I want to be champion of next week titles and things like that. No, there were 2 titles. Sugar Ray Leonard was muted to fight Pepino Cuevas, and what happened was Pepino Cuevas beat a man called Harold Vorbridge, who was a South African guy, and Pepino Cuevas broke him up, and then they was meant to fight. But what happened was Roberto Duran just moved up from lightweight, and they said if Leonard was to fight Pepino Cuevas in a unification, they was going to strip Leonard of the title. And I'm saying, I'm going back now. So what is that? Leonard Duran was June 20th, 1980 in Montreal. Check this one out. Sugar Ray Leonard, as the world champion, and this is the reason why Leonard took this fight, he got $9.5 million in 1980.
Come on.
Right?
What money?
Roberto Duran got 1.5 million. So the reason why that fight didn't happen, right, was because Leonard opted to get the big money fight, and that was one of the first dual promotions between Don King and Bob Arum. So I digress. I'm saying, when you're looking at,
if Leonard got 9.5,
yeah,
and Jaron got 1 point whatever, 3 or 5.
Yeah.
How much did the promoters get? My goodness. There's a lot of things going around.
Right, of course. So
he's gone anyway.
Right. So what I'm saying is, Pepino Cuevas was a man that was a puncher, but he would just come to clap you out. He went in all jolting, He was just coming. This kid, how he steadies himself and throws these shots. There's certain times where he throws a looping uppercut. It's very similar to Pepino Cuevas. Now I've said that, you young kids, go check out who Pepino Cuevas was. Tommy Hearns knocked him out to become the WBA welterweight champion. But regardless of that, Tommy Hearns not knocked out anybody, right? At welterweight, Tommy Hearns was a nightmare. But what I'm saying is, Ortiz he's got star appeal, and the kid can fight, and he believes in himself. And I know because I like to watch interviews of these young up-and-coming fighters and see how they talk. Yeah, just to see their body language and everything else. And Tun, believe me, that he believes that he can do the thing.
All right, cool. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for this kid. Yeah. He moves on to our radar. Anyway, lastly, but definitely not least, is a young man from Philly. You know, we was in Philly with Danny, but Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of Rocky Balboa, We're talking about Jaron, the Boots Ennis. And I see Eddie Hearn say, don't forget about the Boots Ennis. But we ain't forgetting about it, bro. This is the fight is right. This is the fight is right. It's not the fight is wrong.
Right.
So, Jaron, I mean, there's not much to speak about him. You know, born June 26, 1997, is an American professional boxer. As an amateur, he won silver and gold medals at the U.S. National Golden Gloves Championships in 2014 and 2000, respectively. Currently, he's 27-0 with 1 no contest and 24 wins by KO. So no losses, 1 draw, 27 wins. No, 27 wins, and 24 of those wins by way of knockout. I've heard a lot of people talking about this young man, Spence.
Tunde, he's good.
Another 23 years old. I saw a little highlight reel of him doing a little shoulder bump.
He's a good fighter.
You know, he looks solid.
Last week I spoke to his dad. I was just about to go phone his dad. Last week I spoke to his dad for him to jump on our show.
Yes.
And the youth is a good fighter. A very, very good fighter. You know what I mean?
In terms of progress, you know, what we're looking at.
Because he hasn't fought a top name fighter.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say it could be fringe top 10 right now.
Okay.
Right. But he ain't fought a top name. But for potentiality, if he can bring that to his actuality, he's gonna do great stuff.
Good.
Assalamu alaikum, Maki.
There you go.
I'm talking to Boots' father right now.
Come on, live. No joking.
Are you watching YouTube now? Okay, we're just talking about your son now, the fantastic prospect that he is, and we're looking forward, sir. We're looking forward to him to do some fantastic things in the future. That's my brother from another mother, Baba Tunde Ajayi.
Salute.
Yeah, this is Bozy Ennis, Boots Ennis' father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Respect, brother. I should say, sir.
We're talking about your son right now on our show. Okay? I'm going to call you later, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Right, that's it. That
we're moving live.
You know the black book's powerful too, right? So I was speaking to the dad last week, and the dad was saying because the dad had 2 other sons that boxed, and they were decent fighters, right? But I was speaking to a guy called George Hansen from out in Philly, and George Hansen was saying to me that they knew that from this guy was young that he was going to be special.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to be real. You know, like skills-wise, he does remind me of Larry Candayo, the welterweight that I used to manage back in the day.
Say that because the way he was shaping up from what I saw, it reminded me very simply of Candayo. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he's on another level though, right? Right. Keeping it real, no disrespect to Larry. Issue is on another level for skills, how relaxed, how poised he is. He's just signed with Showtime. I've heard that. I think he got in excess of $1 million to sign with them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, allegedly, right? But how it was is like everybody was running down. Everyone was saying, "We got to get this kid. We got to get this kid." And I'm saying the kid, he is fantastic. Right? I just want to see him do it against a top level opponent.
Bobby Wright says Spence knows everyone. And Deji, they know Deji's a loyal customer.
Big up Deji.
A man called Lennox Lewis after Joshua called him a clown. The phone book is deep.
Bro, big up. Right, we've covered all the fights. So I'm going to keep with Digi right now so you can leave that out there. Let me tell you this. Like me and Andy Joshua didn't speak for about a year after that. We didn't speak for about a year. And it wasn't that I'm saying we shouldn't, you've never seen when everybody when everybody was bigging up David Beckham. Tell a lie, go bigger than that. when everybody was bigging up Ryan Giggs, yeah, you will never see Ryan Giggs disrespect George Best.
No chance.
Right? And even though on certain times when George Best could have been critical of Ryan Giggs, he would say, all right then, now publicly, I'm never going to criticize you. Behind closed door, I can say what I want to say about you. You know what I mean? Right?
So really what you're saying is that, you were showing the young man reprimanding, not really reprimanding.
No, but the end of the day is this. Yes. I'm a big man to Anthony Joshua. Theoretically, I'm old enough to be your father. Right?
Yes.
This you have to respect Anthony Joshua because, I mean, like me and he talk regularly now, but we didn't speak in about a year and he could have been busy and all the rest of it. We didn't speak. Holly's been out regularly. We speak. We spoke then the night before he broke up Prue left as well. Like we speak. But what I'm saying is, I just don't like when people want to go at people, and I understand where he's coming from because he's young. And you're hearing, right, you should be bigging me up. And it seems like every time you get opportunity saying something, it seems I'm negative. So off of that, I handled that. And I explained to Andy, when we spoke, I explained to him the reason why I said what I said. But I wasn't disrespecting you. But when you're correcting somebody in something, your little group of friends around you, they could see, raw, man's disrespecting, man, fam, and rare. No, Anthony Joshua knows that I love that guy. I've got bare love in my heart for him. So it's all good now. But it was a whole year we didn't speak. That was me moving off of that. Tunde Ajayi, let me hear your top 5 welterweights in the world today.
So why is it, what about? You're sticking it on me tonight.
Yeah, you have to get it.
All right, cool. Saying that.
You stuck it on me yesterday.
I stuck it on you yesterday. All right.
Sorry, before we start, your face don't look too shiny today, man. You're losing the power.
Yeah, but you see the thing, it's shining, bro. It's shining. We always shining.
Yeah, your teeth are shining. I know you got some special toothbrush, you know.
Behave yourself, man. Listen, in my opinion, the number 1 welterweight today is Errol Spence. Errol the True Spence. Followed closely, and the reason why I say it, let me just justify my number 1. Errol Spence just beating up the better fighters. His resume is far deeper than, and as you say, to come back in his first fight after such a horrific car crash, 18 car crash, and broke up Danny Garcia. I'm putting him number 1. I don't care what anyone tells me. Okay. So Errol Spence number 1, Terence Bud Crawford right on his heels as number 2. Number 3, I'm going with Manny Pacquiao. I'm just telling you how it is. Number 4, number 4,
what you waiting for, Tunde?
I'm going to have to say Keith Thurman.
Okay.
And number 5, Shawn Porter.
Okay.
Danny's just dropped down because of that. But yeah, actually, Shawn Porter beat Danny Garcia.
Yeah, he did beat him.
Yeah. So there you go. Errol 1, Crawford 2, Pacquiao 3, Thurman 4, and Shawn Porter number 5. There you go. Come on, Spence.
You know what?
What we have to say.
You know what? Number 1 welterweight in the world right now.
Come on.
Tunde?
Come on, I'm listening. Well, I'm not the
Manny Pacquiao.
No!
Manny Pacquiao is number 1 welterweight in the world. I've said it. That's what I'm going for. Manny Pacquiao is number 1 welterweight in the world.
That is serious.
Right? And I'm just doing it to be a little bit more different from you because I don't want our thing to be the same. Because I completely agree with your ranking.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I'm going to say I've got grey in my beard now and it's growing nice and big. In fact, I'm going to put up a picture of Gary Blake. Everyone thinks Gary's my son, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I reprimand Gary as a good father does, so you don't talk no boxing on there ever again. Right?
He's silent today. He's silent.
Now, all of Gary Blake's friends who are on the live right now, big you guys up. It's bare love. You know what I mean? Unity in strength, solidarity in numbers brings forth change, and that's what we're doing with the fighters. I would say Manny Pacquiao's number one.
Yes.
Right? And not only for past accomplishments and achievements, but the way he dealt with Keith Thurman, right?
That was serious.
All right. And the way that he dealt with Shawn Porter, even though we're saying, not Shawn Porter, sorry. The way that he dealt, the reason why, because in the background now in my house is Porter versus Adrian Broner, right?
Still watching boxing as we talk.
Yeah, no, it's just on. It's just on. Just get through the moment. So
most people got Coronation Street on, Spence.
No, that's you. That's you what you could do was regular and eat and as rich tea biscuits with tea. Oh, sorry, black coffee, right? So, yeah, so I'm saying I'm gonna go for Manny Pacquiao number one. I'm gonna go Errol Spence number two. Right? I'm gonna go Terence Crawford number three. And then I'm going to go Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. So 4 and 5 to Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. A little bit different from yours because I didn't want to agree with yours. But not only that, but I'm saying it's like people are sleeping on Manny, you know?
You could be right.
I think people are sleeping on Manny. So whatever Roger Mayweather said he was on, he's on something. But
yeah, trust me.
Right, but what I'm saying is the broke up that he gave to Shawn Porter. Remember, he dropped him as well. Not Shawn Porter. To Keith Thurman. Why?
Yeah, and he dropped him.
And he dropped him, right? He was very, very disciplined and precise. And the thing about this, Keith Thurman thought I could go in there and take him because he's at the right time to fight Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao just turned back the clocks. So I'm going to give him the number one spot.
Floyd Mayweather actually said, the thing about people don't realize when they're fighting Manny, especially that when Floyd was watching Broner's antics when he was coming out fighting Manny, Floyd was like, man, you better take this serious. This fight is a joke. Because Floyd's saying when you fighting Manny, you're fighting a whole country.
All right. You know the energy?
It's the energies.
I remember Manny's mom sits ringside working juju as well, you know?
She's like,
different voodoo she's working, bro.
Serious powers.
And if you had a strong man, that would drain you out.
I'm telling you, true man don't believe in the spirituality, but I'm telling you, Manny Pacquiao's mum does. Right, Kovalev's mum was doing the thing as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, but listen. Anyway. But yeah, so Spencer Fearon's top 5 welterweights are Manny Pacquiao 1.
Yes,
Errol
sir.
2.
Yes, sir.
Terence Crawford 3.
Yes, sir.
Keith Thurman 4.
Yes, sir.
And Shawn Porter number 5.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So we've said our bit, Spence. We want to hear what the people have to say. And this is going to be a good one. Gary, take it away, sir. I want to hear everyone online now. Let's get your top 5. Top 5. Ole Busayo, another great guy of ours, was on yesterday. Says number 1, Spence. Number 2, Porter. Interesting. Number 3, Pacquiao. You're putting T-Bud down number 4. And Keith Thurman number 5. And you know what? You know why? I mean, listen, it looks strange, but Crawford has yet to really fight that breakout name. But that may be just because everyone's scared of him and no one don't want to get worked out. They want to keep their oaths.
Well, the thing about it is this, is I didn't think Terence Crawford could have done that to Kell Brook that early. I thought he could have done it to him. I didn't think Terence Crawford would have done it to him that early. So Terence being down so low, Ollie, what's your reason behind that? Because I get it though. I do get it because it's only one place different to where I put him. Well, two places different, and it is like you're in the mix. You're in the mix. But I think like with Terence Crawford is rated pound for pound higher than all of these fighters.
Yes.
Right, pound for pound, he's rated higher than them. Was Bobby Wright saying? If we are judging the division right now, I've got to go the same as Tunde. Yeah, it's the truth. And I could have, because you know what? Tunde's rankings is similar to, I think BoxRec got the same as that. I think ESPN got the same as that. No, ESPN's got Terence Crawford as number one.
Number one. Listen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Leon.
Big up. Leon Figures, another great guy, avid boxing fan, usually on Lady Shan's channel, breaking down boxing. And brother, trust me, when the mans them are donating, no matter how big or how small, you have all respect from Tunde Ajayi, and I know I can speak for my brother Spencer Fearon.
Come on.
So Leon Figures, $4.99 donation. And Leon says, thank you, gentlemen. Yet another, listen, bro, he ain't even talking about the boxing. He's just thanking us for another evening of educational entertainment, Spence.
Respect to the man. Yeah, listen, end of the day, like I'm saying is this. Leon, I ain't going to forget this, you know, because, no, I'm not going to forget, because I'm grateful. And like I said, the more gratitude raises your altitude. It's as simple as that. So I'm grateful. And I ain't going to forget this, because this is, like I said, this is the third time that we've done this. And it's just a response, because we're actually getting very good numbers when they left up. And I'm just grateful. And this donation thing business was Gary Blake, the man behind the cam. Because I had to tell him off yesterday because he was getting too brazen, right?
Yeah.
Like a father does with all children. But seriously, Leon, big up yourself, man, because I ain't gonna lie. Doing this one today, yesterday's one I was hyped to do. I was hyped. Today's one I was hyped. Yeah. And the thing about it is this, whereas I can just pick up the phone and ring any man, like we're talking about the welterweights, I can just pick up the phone and reason with anyone and find out what's going on. So even more so, like I said, I'm grateful. So thank you so much, bro. Anyway, Tunde, continue, my brother.
Yeah, and I gotta say it again, Leon, it don't matter how much money a man will make from this boxing thing. For me, just simple gratitude means a lot. But you are literally doing the adage of you're putting your money where your mouth is. And you already know, Leon, where we come from, man will talk the talk, but man won't dip in their pockets and make any contribution to the thing. Because as you said, this is not only a boxing podcast, this is education.
Entertainment.
You can't go on no podcast and you see the host or the co-host breaking down dates, talking about legendary fights, you know, past and present.
Yeah, boss. You in the gym?
And that's what Spencer does. So, thank you, Leon, again for that. Big up Leon Figures. And thank you for the comment, brother, and the donation. All right, Gal, let's see what's going on.
All right, 1 second. I got Kenny Porter on the line, yeah?
Jesus.
Nah. Look at this man trying to tap me. Look at this man. You're trying to put me on TV. Nah.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
I'm doing a live chat. My quick thing I want to ask from you, sir, right? Like we're doing the top 5 welterweights in the world. Current welterweights in the world. So, of the current welterweights in the world, what would be your rating, sir? Where would you rank the fighters, roughly?
You're catching me off guard. But
all right.
I'm gonna say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Errol Spence.
Okay.
Shawn Porter.
Okay.
That's 4.
That's 3. Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, Terence Crawford, 3.
3.
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao, number 4.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia above Keith Thurman.
Keith is just, he's been so far out of my mindset or the landscape of what's going on with everybody. Potentially, when you talk about Keith, potentially, yes.
Okay.
In the top 3, potentially. Potentially, he could be in the top 2, but potential means it's not getting done.
Okay.
So, if we're looking at guys that are actually active right now, you take away one round and Shawn could be number 1 or number 1A. You know? Okay. So with that being the case, I just can't see Keith. I mean, the conversation came to me the other day about the rematch with Keith, and it's not even of an interest to me. It's not. Okay. Terence Crawford. I say that 4 times.
Yeah.
I think with Terence Crawford.
Okay.
So, that's it for me. And not to disrespect anybody that I, may have not thought of or who hasn't come up in my mindset right now. But the only 2 guys I'm interested in fighting are Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
Okay.
And,
Mr. Porter.
Okay. So Tunde wanted to ask you a question. Go on.
Good evening, Mr. Porter. How you doing, sir? Yes, sir. What I wanted to ask you is, would a fight with Manny Pacquiao interest you?
Would a fight with Manny Pacquiao interest you?
Absolutely, that interests.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% I'm interested. I just feel that because of Manny's capacity now as a senator, his limited ability to train and fight throughout the year. Like, I think after September, he can't fight anymore. So that cuts out like 3 months of the year.
Yes, sir. Well, listen,
all right, Kenny, it's been a massive pleasure, sir. Thank you. I'm going to call you in about 10 minutes because someone wants to speak to you. You're going to, you know. All right, sir. Right, brother. Take care. God bless.
Well,
the black
book, I tell man about Spencer's black book. Too powerful. Nobody in boxing can phone the boxing fraternity and the participants in it like Spencer, the knowledge theory. He just got everyone in there.
And they answer the phone.
Yeah. You know,
I realize that part as well. Because that man would have seen the phone ring and I said, the throw me off, No, brother. Live, I just ring them, man. No text on, I just ring you, right? But they answer the phone. They know the team. They know the score. They know the team.
Keith Porter. So, Gary, you got to get Keith Porter's one up here. Keith Porter said, Terence Crawford.
Kenny Porter.
Kenny Porter said, Terence number 1, did he say?
Yes.
Yeah, he said Terence number 1, Errol number 2, Shawn Porter number 3, Manny Pacquiao number 4, and Danny Garcia number 5.
Yep.
That's a shout. That's a shout. And he, listen, as I said to you with the Garcia fight, sometimes these trainers know something that we don't.
Yep.
They've worked with these guys because we're only seeing these fighters from a promotional standpoint. So if the promoters are really doing their job, they're supposed to be at the forefront of our minds. But the guys that are in the gym with these fighters, they've sparred with them, they've moved around with them, they know something. So that was a very interesting thing to see that. But the biggest bidder of the night thus far goes to the one and only. And Rob, to show you Bobby's not a no joke thing, Mr. Bobby Wright, Did you see the Instagram he done on the show this season as well?
Come on, man. Come on. Bobby's our guy, man. And like I'm saying, I'm so grateful.
Believe me.
You don't even know, because it's like, I'm just grateful. Bobby's our guy anyway. So, you know what I mean? So, all Bobby's doing is just reinvesting in himself.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
That's the truth. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. Yeah, well, Sporting Icon said, if I phone him, he's not answering. Big up Sporting Icon. You know what I mean? He's got a very good channel up on YouTube. Many of you guys must be on it. Sporting Icon. Yeah, I mean, he's my guy, man. So I got to send out enough love to him. I mean, always defending. Anytime people talk nonsense about me, he's like one of the first men to defend me. So big up yourself, Sporting Icon.
Yes, sir. Palmer's G says his top 5 is number 1, Crawford. Number 2, Errol Spence. Number 3, Manny Pacquiao. Number 4, Keith Thurman. And number 5, Shawn Porter. I like that.
Fair shake. You know what I mean? Fair shake. You know what? I'm not going to argue with nobody's ranking of when they call anyone. You know what I mean? Shun, right?
Sheun.
It's Sheun. No, he's Muslimin, isn't it? He's Nigerian Muslimin.
Okay.
I believe. Is that right? Am I right, Shun? Can you answer me there? Right? Sheun. Anyway. Sheun. Right, so I'm saying people are sleeping on Ugas. Ugas is the WBA regular champion. He can fight, man. What are you shaking your head for? What's the matter with you?
He ain't ready for them guys. I've seen him. He ain't ready.
I'm saying
he ain't ready.
Guys, he gave Shawn Porter a hard fight. You know what I mean? He comes to fight.
He can't fight Errol Spence and he can't fight Shawn Porter. No, he can't even fight Shawn Porter.
That is why Rashid has him down at number 5.
Okay.
He's looking at it and say, right, he's got him down at number 5.
Okay, but hold on. So what are you saying? You guys can beat Keith Thurman? Come on, man.
No, I'm saying that's why he's got him down at number 5.
Can beat Manny Pacquiao? Come on, man. That top 5 is nonsense, Sharon.
No, my brother. I want donation. I need cash now. Please, donate. Please, sir. Please. Haji, please, sir.
Hardcore Casual says, can someone tell me why Pac isn't number 1? Well, Hardcore Casual, on Spencer's list, he is number 1.
Thank you very much. So you're gonna write an apology in the comment section there? All right, brother.
Please. So he says, can someone tell me why Pac isn't number 1? Who right now has a better win than Pac over Thurman? In his opinion, Pac is number 1, Spence is number 2, Crawford number 3, Thurman number 4, and Porter number 5. Well, guess what, Hardcore Casual fan? That's exactly the same as my brother Spencer Fearon. Exactly, to the letter.
Right. So, Casual, you must have just jumped on and just seen it. Yeah, I mean, and you're looking that way in 2021 because you know what? You'd have got blocked, Sunshine. How'd you like that? I mean, please donate. Need donations, sir. Please, sir. Right, but no. We've addressed the Manny Pacquiao thing, so I don't need to reiterate right now. If you jump off it and get to the beginning, you'll see it again, and it's all good. Sporting Icon says, if Josh Kelly stops messing about in fights, he will give any one of these guys work. Sporting Icon, just watch Tunde's head.
And my eyes are closed as well. I'm trying to get busy. No, sir.
Sporting Icon, the fight that we really should be, the fight that we should really concentrate on, hopefully, because Josh Kelly's fight was cancelled. He got the European title shot. He gets successful with that, and then he goes and fights. No, Conor Ben.
Conor Ben. That's what I'm talking about. Conor Ben. Conor Ben is a dangerous kid. Right. He's gonna do well. He's gonna do. He's gonna go as far as his potential will take him, because he's taking the sport very seriously. But Sporting Icons, as much as I want to agree with you, I don't see nothing in Josh Kelly to let me even think that he can touch near the level of a Crawford or a Spence or a
and that's not me digging at Kelly, because Kelly's good, you know.
Look, he's a good fighter.
Good fighter. But it's levels to this thing. You know what I mean? It's levels to this thing. You know what I mean?
That's just a different level as well.
Right. You heard what Biggie Small says. There's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual. So it's as simple as that. There's rules to this thing. You can't come in this argument. You know, you know when you're at school and people are arguing and then the teacher wants to silence you, the teacher says fingers on lips. That moment there, you know what I mean? It's putting icon because you're my brother still. Fingers on lips time. Josh Kelly can't talk to these brothers right now.
No way.
Who do you talk to call his name in it? I'm saying if we're dealing with potentiality, yeah, maybe. But
no, but he has to fight Chris Congo. He has to fight Conor Ben.
Yeah.
And then if he beats them brothers there.
Or even McKinson.
Oh, McKinson.
Yeah.
McKinson is a good fight. My brother.
Shawn, 499, donation. My brother from another mother, Mr. Rashid. Big up yourself. Big up your chest. I'm very, very grateful. And that's that.
24.96 we're on divided by 3, Spence. Anyway, Sharon.
My family were Muslim, but my parents raised me Christian. I knew something was going on there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What? So you're Nigerian, brother. What part of Nigeria are you from? Right. Respect to you both for the entertainment education, because this is what we're here for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gary, let's flip them up. We still got a few minutes. Prime MVM says #1 Crawford, #2 Spence. You know what? Sorry, before I go on, it's you that bring Manny Pacquiao in this thing, you know. I'm telling you, everyone's you've revived Pacquiao's career. So Prime MVM says #1 Crawford, #2 Spence, #3 Patman, #4 Shawn Porter, #5 Ennis, or that's supposed to be J Ennis or R Ellis. Who's R Ellis? I don't know who
R Ellis is. So you got me on that one, brother.
Yeah, or J Ennis.
No. It means Ennis. He means Ennis. That's what Jaron Ennis. That's what he means.
Oh, all right, yeah.
That's what he means, right?
Okay, cool. So that's the 5th one, yeah, Ennis. All right, well that's a good one. You know, we still got we still got questions about Ennis, but from what we're hearing, he's young. He's got fantastic talent, and
he's bad. He's bad.
Yeah, give him a few years, and we'll see. Nas A says
that's a really good question, and I want to put that one to Baba Tunde Ajayi, because you know, if Nas A says if Pacquiao beats Crawford and Spence, does he rank better all-time great than Floyd Mayweather?
Why are you putting that on me for?
Because you're Floyd's brethren.
It all depends. I mean, Pacquiao never beat Floyd. So it don't matter. So Floyd is always gonna say that. It don't matter who you beat, you never beat me. And Floyd was undefeated. Floyd wasn't laid out many times.
All right, and I'm gonna answer that question.
Say, in the embryonic career and the later stages of his career, those will be from fantastic wins, and you would have to put them right together, to be honest with you. The fact that Floyd has the 0 on his resume is perfect, and sometimes people are more likely or warm to imperfection than perfection. I think nobody really likes to see a perfect boxer. They like to see boxers go through adversity and come back from adversity. And I think if Pacquiao were to beat Terence Crawford and Spence, he's something. I don't think there's ever been anything like that in boxing. So yeah, great question, Naz.
who's that? Pacquiao will have a better body of work than Floyd.
How?
I understand what you're saying here.
Yeah, Floyd. No one ain't beat more world champions.
I'm passing it to Tunde because Tunde loves Floyd Mayweather like wow. So
nobody ain't beat more world champions than Floyd. Nobody has held belts unbeaten for the. It's just you can't. There's nothing. The record. No one ain't got more pay-per-view buys. So outside of the ring, you know, he's done the business. Inside the ring, he's done the business. And as I said, all right then, are you saying that if Pacquiao were to beat Crawford and Spence, that rates higher than Floyd beating Canelo? No, sir.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree.
No, sir.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm disagreeing. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it would be more to the fact that Manny Pacquiao, if he was to beat Crawford,
and we know he ain't gonna.
All right, listen to me. If he was to beat Crawford and Spence, right? If he fought this year, he fought them both this year and he beat them. That would rank higher than Canelo because at the time, Canelo
was a young man.
It was a young man, and Canelo wasn't a pound-for-pound top 5 fighter in the world.
Okay.
So that, as far as I'm concerned, that ranked higher.
So was Pacquiao a top 5 pound-for-pound when he fought Floyd?
Yeah, he was.
Was De La Hoya a top pound-for-pound 5 when he fought Floyd?
They could have given it to him, but I wouldn't have said so.
Was Miguel Cotto a top pound-for-pound when he fought Floyd?
No, he wasn't. Not top 5. He wasn't top 5. No, he wasn't.
Cool.
It wasn't.
You know, the list goes on and on.
No, but it wasn't. But I'm not knocking Floyd. I'm saying Manny Pacquiao. Hold up. If Manny Pacquiao recently was voted best fighter of the 21st century.
Why? But we all know why.
Yeah, you know, right? So,
why was that given to Floyd?
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Right?
Why wasn't the trainer of the year ever given to Floyd to Roger Mayweather?
Listen, we know why. Come on, man. Well, I'm not getting into that.
Come on.
I need donations for the show, right?
Yeah, it's facts.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I believe if Manny Pacquiao was to beat both Terence Crawford and Spence, he still wouldn't go down in the analogs of history as being greater than Floyd Money Mayweather.
No way.
And that's my 2 pence. Get some pictures up. What's this here? Raw. Vergil, Terence Crawford, Spence, and Pacquiao in the same night.
You sure, bro?
Yeah, it's Jesus. So I know you're related to Vergil in some way, right?
Yeah. Jesus, that's a bold statement.
Very bold statement.
And I haven't seen enough of Vergil to really support those claims.
Turn, you can fight. I'm gonna send you a couple of fights in a minute.
Because of that, I'm watching him as soon as this show finishes. And I'll tell you on the next show or later on tonight how I rate him. Because when you're talking about man could beat Crawford and Spence on the same night, nah. That ain't no joke.
Jesus is Mexican. So yeah, right. Hot dog water.
Yes.
You guys rate Mikey at welterweight. What wins has Mikey Garcia had at welterweight?
Too small. He arms too short.
Right? That's what I'm saying. For all of these fantastic resumes that he's had at light welterweight, you know, as a super featherweight, what has he done at welterweight? He ain't done nothing.
0, 0, 0.
No, he ain't done nothing. So let's call it as it is. He ain't done nothing. Prime MVM, Ortiz versus Mikey. Wicked fight.
Good fight.
wicked fight. But you know that fight ain't gonna happen because that fight ain't gonna happen because of promotional tie-ups and all the rest of it. That fight gonna happen.
And I think they're from the same area. They probably go to the same gym or been in the same gym. Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. Nah, I can't see that fight happen. But you never know. Mikey, he went up there for the paycheck against Spence. He got looked after. Has he even fought since Spence?
Yeah, he's had one fight. Chris Howell, really good question. Because he's with DAZN now as well. He's fighting on DAZN, Mikey Garcia. Chris Howell says, when Josh Taylor, my guy, moves up to welterweight, does he trouble any of the top guys?
At welter?
At welter.
Yeah, I think he can give. Danny Garcia would be a good fight for him.
Yep. That would be excellent.
I don't think he should touch Errol. No way. But you know what? Nah, I was gonna say Errol Spence, but I don't know.
No, I think right. You know what? He doesn't even look like a big light welterweight.
Josh?
No, he doesn't.
No, he's massive.
He doesn't look. He doesn't look. His size isn't domineering.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Right, very tall. But I do really. His fight against Progress, wicked fight, and he's such a good fighter. Really, really good fighter. Kid's got a lot of skill. A lot of skill. But I think I've got him on the thing where he called out Terence Crawford. He said, "Yeah, I'll fight Terence Crawford."
I think he's a man that will give anyone problem. I don't know about Crawford though, but again, that would be Crawford's hardest fight to date against Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
And if that fight, listen, they're both with. Are they both with Top Rank?
Yep.
They're both.
There goes Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's with MTK Global, but he fights on Top Rank shows.
Yes.
We've got ESPN broadcasted. So yeah, and he's on the ESPN Plus app when he fights. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, ESPN Plus, who I happen to call the fights for as well. But you know how it goes. And they got something like 12 million subscribers in America. Right. They're not playing out there. They want to get some money.
Scott Hendry assures us that Josh Taylor will scoop up and beats Crawford. Great timing. Wow. I would like to see that, mate.
Yeah.
The way that he displayed the
will be a big crossover fight. It'd be a big crossover fight and a big crossroads fight. And I couldn't see that fight happening for the simple fact, like, Shawn Porter is Shawn Porter. Remember, they offered Shawn Porter $1 million for him to fight Terence Crawford, which it's ludicrous, that money when they offered him. It's because it's disrespectful. You know what I mean? That's like man coming and me offer you £30 for your Mercedes, your brand new Mercedes that you bought. You punch me in my face, bro.
I ain't got a smart car.
All right. Okay, Tunde. Now people, they've already seen it on Instagram when I put it up there. So don't worry. Yeah, I mean, they saw the range and then they saw the merch. Don't worry. Round 86, going by the unbeaten strategy. What's that? Povetkin ahead of White. Discussed yesterday that would make Mayweather ahead of Pacquiao. Right? Yesterday, right? Yeah, right. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Personally rate Crawford as the best in the division right now. Top show. Thank you very much for your support, Rav. Yeah, Rav, big up yourself. I'm not going by that analysis like because a guy beat a guy. It's because one guy is still active to say that he could go on and carry on certain things. Because it was like if they were still around at the same time, and then by that time, even though one guy beat him, similarly, this is what I have to go to. They're like, history is the measuring stick. January 1973, George Foreman challenged, it was January 23rd, I believe. George Foreman challenged for the undisputed heavyweight championship in in Kingston, Jamaica, against a man called Smoking Joe Frazier, who was a nightmare to fight. And George Foreman knocks him down 6 times and becomes heavyweight champion of the world, right? But previous to that, March of 1971, Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali in the fight of the century, right? He beat him on a 15-round unanimous points win. When George Foreman retired after losing to Ali in October of 74 in Zaire, Africa, which was the biggest fight purse in history of the time, Ali and George Foreman both split $5 million each in 1974.
Jesus.
Right? In today's equivalent, that's about 30 million, but they didn't have pay-per-views like they had it, like we have now. So you got to think, Muhammad Ali being the way that he was, if he was fighting today, he would have surpassed anything that was earned by Floyd Mayweather. And there's no disrespect to Floyd Mayweather. I'm just telling you how it is, right? But anyway, George Foreman fights Jimmy Young in 1977, I believe, and he loses on points, and he has this spiritual epiphany in the changing room, right?
Come on, talk the thing.
Right, he retires from boxing. At that time, Joe Frazier, even though losing twice to George Foreman, because he loses again in 76, even though he loses twice to George Foreman, Joe Frazier, because of his accomplishments, was ranked above George Foreman in the historical rankings of the heavyweight division. It was only subsequently when George Foreman made his comeback in 1986 and then beats Michael Moorer in 1994, November, when he knocks him out to become the oldest heavyweight of all time at 45 to become heavyweight champion. Then George Foreman gets lofted in the historical rankings of the greatest heavyweights of all time. But if he'd have retired at the time when he got beat by Ali, Joe Frazier, even though Joe Frazier lost to George Foreman, Joe Frazier being ranked above him. What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, without going on, because I could go on forever about this, it's conjecture, and it's your own interpretation, right? Bottom line is this: if Floyd Mayweather, now that he's retired, no matter what Manny Pacquiao does, he can't surpass the fact that Floyd Mayweather retired unbeaten. Floyd Mayweather's had the highest pay-per-views. Floyd Mayweather's beaten more pound for pound, more rated champions than anybody else in the history of the sport.
Don't let me call out man's career. He's fought more world champions than anyone.
Right. Fact. So that's what I'm saying. I hope that you grab something from air. And for that, you're meant to send a donation, bro.
Let me just say, you are dropping more dates than Cilla Black. Drum, the knowledge is too much. And you might also pay for that. You definitely have to pay for this, because this is serious knowledge. I'm learning, Gary's learning, we're all learning. Everyone online is learning from the knowledge. He is stopping you from pressing the box rec button, and he's just giving it to you straight. So, bro, I'm so humble to have my man and my brother and my friend and my partner in crime.
Come on, man. Illegality too. We left the road now, bro. You know what I mean?
But anyway, Ram86 says, the knowledge, thank you for the education. I fully rate that. Nah, I understand fully where you're coming from. Big up. 86. Come on. Keep it moving, gal. Keep it moving. Will Stokes says, Spencer and Tunde, your thoughts on this? If Amir Khan had GGG's chin, could he have become an all-time great? Might sound crazy at first, but the guy had so much going for him.
I totally agree. If he did,
Come on, big him up, Spence.
Alex, Andreas, £5. See all you little cheap brothers with your little $4.99s. Now, my brother, thank you so much. You know what I mean? And it means so much that we brighten up your time on lockdown. We're going to be doing these nearly every day, bro. You have to go give us a topic. We're jumping on it, bro. It's as simple as that. But
listen, and let me say thank you for myself, because listen, 2 is better than 1, and I'm gonna say it as well. Alexandros, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. It doesn't. It could be £1, £2, could be 50 quid. To be honest with you, because I'm Nigerian, but it's much appreciated. And me and Spencer, Spencer says it all the time. We're just blessed to talk passionately about the sport that we love, and it's just a bonus to get donations from all of you guys. But thank you, Alex and Jess. Really appreciate it. Big up. Producer Gary says thank you. Yeah, because even Gary, the producer, the man behind the camera, is even saying enough love for the donations, Mr. Andreas. So thank you. All right, Spence, I think we're gonna go. What's 1 hour 45? What do we say? 5-10 minutes?
We might as well go 15 minutes, bro.
15 minutes. We're gonna go for
So what's the time now? Nah, I was saying, yeah, it's 9:45, right?
That's the time we finished yesterday.
Yeah, it's the time we finished yesterday, so it's all good.
Yeah, 15 minutes. All right. So so answer that now, Spence.
Yeah, you know what? It's very true. We could turn around and say that it's intangibles. You know what? The hand speed of Amir Khan, the night that he beat Andreas Kotonik for the WBA welterweight crown when he went over to America to train with Freddie Roach, but Freddie Roach unfortunately couldn't be in the corner because Manny Pacquiao was fighting. That night there, I looked on that and I said, Amir Khan potentially could beat anybody in the world with that style, the hit and hop. His hands were ridiculously fast. His hands were so fast he should have been a pickpocket. But unfortunately, he didn't have Golovkin's chin. So it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda. And it is a kind of fantasy because if he did have Golovkin's chin, Amir Khan still be unbeaten today. Right? Mm. Because when you think about it, nobody has outboxed Amir Khan. Look on his losses. The only man that's got him was Terence Crawford, but Amir Khan done now. Let's just be real. Amir Khan was done. And I remember Amir's my brother, but he took offense when I said Amir Khan didn't have a good boxing brain. And I remember him coming on Sky TV saying, all these people. No, sorry. It was on ESPN. He said the guys like Carl Froch and Spencer Fearon saying these stuff about me. What do they know? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying, nah, brother. You see, with me, I have to speak the truth. And what I saw with Amir Khan, for all of his talents and everything else, he would have lapses in concentration. I'm not saying Amir Khan was chinny. I'm saying he'd have lapses in concentration. His focus wasn't strong enough.
There you go, concentration.
Right, but if he had Gennady Golovkin's chin, just like anybody, you know what I mean? To tell you the honest truth, you increase your concentration. Famously, allegedly, they said Lennox didn't have the best chin, right? They said he didn't have the best chin, so he made sure that he fine-tuned his style of fighting, which I disagree. I think he had a very good chin. And if you don't believe me, go and watch Lennox Lewis's fight with Ray Mercer after you come off the show, and you'll realize Lennox Lewis had a chin. But I think with Lennox Lewis, it was lapses of concentration, which he had to readjust, work with a great man like Emmanuel Stewart to get that focus. Tunde will tell you all the time, this boxing is cerebral. This game is not how big your muscles are or how many press-ups you can do and how many sit-ups you can do. It's whether you have the mental capabilities, right, to administer what you have in your head in the ring.
There you go.
That is it. So I hope that's answered your question. If he did have that chin, he'd be fighting today. He'd be one of the greatest of all times.
If he had that chin, he may not have had the hand speed.
Exactly.
So, it's a subjective question. Abdi, I see you posting the same question about 59 times till the producer had to say, "Fam, we see you, fam." Don't worry. So Abdi Musi, I hope I'm saying that properly, says, "Hi both. Can you break down the importance of stamina in boxing and the danger of gassing out as I've seen Floyd let his opponents let their hands go in the first couple of rounds, so they gas in the stretch. I think I'll answer that. Well,
I'm gonna answer it.
No fighters going in there hoping to gas out. Until you've actually got in the ring, you can feel the fittest outside of the ring. There's something that happens when you get inside the ring. And I can talk because I've seen it with Floyd Mayweather. You mentioned Floyd. I've seen it with Floyd in the gym, and I've seen it in fights. Fighters have had the best training camps, sparred 100 rounds in preparation to Floyd. But the mental energy is what's sucking the fighters. That's what gasses out. Spencer, you can talk about this. Man's all running down Vergil Park bare times. Getting the fitness up to the highest degree.
It's the mental.
But it's mental. It's the mental energy.
It's the mental.
The occasion, you know, I mean, I said from, I think it was the third round, I know Luke Campbell is going to say, don't be silly. But I said in that fight, Spence, I could start to see tiredness already. I could start to see mental fatigue from the third round. Same with Callum Smith against Canelo. You know, we can all say about these injuries and everything like that. And, you know, even with Anthony Yarde, because I know that's what you may be alluding to, in Russia, it was absolutely the whole, because we'd never seen Anthony get tired. Never. In training, in sparring, bare rounds. But again, people don't understand the occasion, the environment, the atmosphere, the fans. When you're an away fan going in someone's home turf, why do you think promoters rally so much to get home advantage? Because they know if it plays a part. And so fighters don't go into the ring hoping to gas out. Sometimes it's a case of you're taking a lot of punishment, a lot of shots. Sometimes you do punch yourself out, but that's because of the energy of the you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you punch yourself out.
Empty the tank, son.
Empty the tank. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, bro, it's one of them ones. I think Spencer's like, come on, empty the tank, son. But we laugh at it because who feels it knows it. Who feels it knows it. And that's the only you can't argue with people, and I wouldn't never even try. You know, so that's it, Abdul. Really, it's just one of them things. Boxing Circle says a lot of fighters who boxed Floyd lost before the bell when he used to get inside fighters' heads again, mental, cerebral, during press conference, and then they would be overwhelmed walking out into the MGM Grand. Exactly what I said, Boxing Circle.
Let me tell you this now, yeah? Even when you're at a Floyd fight, the atmosphere.
Oh my goodness.
You get tired. Son, what fight was it when I FaceTimed you? I was with Andrew and them, man. Yeah, it was Floyd Madonna, the first fight.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, when Madonna would come on wicked. Bruv, just being sat ringside, I was tired. It was too much bravado and unfair and now you're a fighter, you ain't accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Any of those kind of things. Right?
This is what I'm saying. Look at the demographics. We're just a small number in the UK. Tiny. And this is why British fighters find it so difficult when they go over to America. Because it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So, you know, 2 brains are better than 1. But you just think about the demographics and the size of America compared to the UK. And so not only are you up against usually a better fighter or a more skilled fighter, but you've got all that energy to equip yourself with. And that's why it's not easy to fight in another man's backyard. Ignatius Brown says, do you think Danny Garcia would have reached his potential had he added another experienced trainer?
Oh, well, look. Bro, I'm going to ask you. Right? Listen, another experienced trainer. The man was a 3-time world champion. The man's a multi-millionaire. What else is he meant to go do with experienced trainer?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Seriously, was it? Okay then. Was it Ignatius? Was it Ignatius?
Yeah,
right, Ignatius, Mr. Brown. Name me the top trainers that he should have been with. If that, name me them. And a 2-weight world champion with those trainers. I don't want to hear that talk.
And I can tell you, the 2 trainers that he's going to mention, their fighters have also lost. But whoever he picks.
Exactly.
Vladimir Klitschko, hired the services of Emmanuel Stewart. His first fight with Emmanuel Stewart, he gets knocked out.
Oh, I like this one, Let's do top 5 trainers.
Yeah, we're going to do, that's a good show. That's a good show. That
is a good show,
Number 1, Tunde Ajayi. Number 2, Tunde Ajayi. Number 3, 4, 5.
He's not involved in this one. We're just saying.
I'm not there yet. But
no, don't be silly. I said you're not in it. If we used to do that show, you couldn't be in it.
Okay, I get it.
Anyway, you talk about yourself enough. I don't need to hear you talking about on the show.
You talk about yourself as well, bro. But what you do is about yourself.
That's what I do. You know what I mean? Every second.
I swear me and you were born in the same month. Trust me. Anyway, Will Stokes says, looking at the Spence versus Crawford situation, do you think one is ducking the other, or is it purely financial? Great question, Will. I'll let Spencer answer that.
I'm going to answer this one for you. Recently we heard about the pay-per-view buys, or the lack of pay-per-view buys that Terence Crawford is getting, right? They were not high. I think when he fought Amir Khan, it was something like 80,000. It was low, very low, right? So there's an argument there where, on one of Jay-Z's albums, on the 444 album, he says, like, when people are boasting about things, it's like being the tallest midget in the room, right? And he said, I don't know if I can use that word, but it's the truth. Like, people are arguing over these things like, none of you ain't really bust. Because if I was to take 2 pictures of Shawn Porter, I'm calling Shawn Porter because Kenny's in my head. If I was to take a picture of Terence Crawford and take a picture of Errol Spence and walk down Wrigley Road Market or North Peckham Estate, man wouldn't know where they are. So,
that's true.
Right. So when they're talking about, America, there's 50 states in America. America is about 90 times bigger than the UK in size. But yet, Terence Crawford is getting 100,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, 200,000 pay-per-view buys. In comparison to Anthony Joshua, who just boxed the other day, Anthony Joshua got something like 700,000 buys on Sky TV.
Crazy.
So when you work at in comparison, when Errol Spence is saying, look, I'm the real pay-per-view guy and blah, 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 he ain't gone past 400,000 buys in America, in big America. So when I'm the pay-per-view guy or and all the rest of it, I hear that. But honor the sport as well and honor the history of the sport. The best are meant to fight the best. You're in the welterweight division. Oscar De La Hoya said, well, the best are going to fight the best when he took on Felix Trinidad. Oscar De La Hoya said the best have got to fight the best when he fought Shane Mosley. Sugar Ray Leonard, the best have got to fight the best. And he done it twice with Roberto Duran. You know what I mean? June 20th, 1980. And the rematch, which was in New Orleans who sung the national anthem? Ray Charles. Wicked. Go listen to Ray Charles sing he sings Sweet America. Bruv, you want to cry. And I'm not even American.
Come
on. November 25th, 1980. Go watch that. The best are meant to fight the best.
Spencer Black.
Right?
Spencer Black.
Okay, right? Let's go check it out. When September 1981, the best are meant to fight the best. WBC champion versus the WBA champion, right? in Tommy Hearns in one of the greatest fights ever. And Leonard stops him in the 14th round. The best are meant to fight the best. Forget about all of this foolishness about pay-per-views and You know what I mean? If you're so bad, this is how I'm saying is this. This is how it should go is this, right? If you're so confident in winning, let's go 50-50 down the middle, and then the winner gets the extra 10%. And it's done.
Come on. But you know that ain't happening, Spence.
Oh, come on, man.
You know that ain't happening.
That's my rant.
I saw a comment from Campbell713 said, and a very good point actually. Crawford is elite, but he ain't marketable. And in the days we live in now, it is about marketability. Hence why Ryan Garcia is, his tweets, his Insta posts, they're getting like over 1 million views. Just anything the guy says is money. So, and Crawford just saying that, which is sad because you get the situation, as my man's talking about, the best ain't fighting the best because it is a business now. And we can't get over that fact. If someone's it's a numbers game. Clarence Avon.
Yeah, I hear what Campbell's saying. Campbell, I'm gonna be real with you. Terence Crawford could do by coming and having a chat with myself and definitely having a chat with Tunde Ajayi. Because show me a fighter outside of the heavyweight division who's more marketable in the UK than Anthony Yard. Don't worry, I'll wait. Anyway, roll it on.
But the way I would gas up Terence Crawford.
Come on, man.
You end up hating me, which will make you watch him. Right. And that's what a manager's supposed to do.
Right.
He's supposed to get the most money for his fighter.
Right. And says, can we do a show on the ultimate boxing? So the best jab, the best hook, best uppercut, best chin, best right hand. You know what? This is really good, Best right, best hand speed, best stamina, mentality, attributes from different boxers to make the ultimate boxer. I like that one.
Yeah, but the thing is, we couldn't do that all in one show. It would have to be a punch per show. Yeah. So who's got the best jab? Show. Who's got the best hook? Show. I know best hook is Felix Trinidad. I don't care what anyone told me. Felix Trinidad's left hook.
No. Bro, that was serious. It was serious. His left hook was serious. It was very serious.
You know what?
What's his name? Famadou and the where was the guy from Senegal? The dark skinned brother. And he was a puncher. And Trinidad just planted his feet and just whacked it. Trinidad was a beast.
Beast. Left foot. What he done to Fernando Vargas, he killed him. And that's why Fernando Vargas said the other day, you ain't rushing my son the way you rush me.
All right.
Because I remember that fight. It's such a great fight. Fernando Vargas against Felix Trinidad. And I remember Hopkins saying, you don't feed steak to a baby.
Exactly.
You don't feed steak to a baby. And that's what that fight was.
Boxing Circle says, do you agree with some people that say Floyd spoiled the boxing game? Here we go. Right? Spoiled the boxing game a bit with fighters now pricing themselves out. No. This is what is this.
No.
Floyd never spoiled it. Right? What Floyd has done, he's got people talking like they're him when they reach there yet.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But to counter that, on the upside, boxing is a hard sport, and I don't feel fighters were educated enough. They wasn't being told enough about what was actually on the table. So I think Floyd opened a can of worms there, and every boxer would agree with me. At the lower levels, at the middle levels, and at the semi level, there's no money. And these kids, this is their 9-to-5 job. So, I mean, it's hard enough to get there, but to get there and not be rewarded the way that you could be rewarded or should be rewarded, I think Floyd Mayweather has done a good thing. Because now, you know, the fighters are the products. So pay me. Pay me. Why shouldn't I get, you know, these young guys are risking their lives. They got families. Fighters got families. You know, they put it all on the line. Pay them. Pay them. And, you know, I'm talking as a manager. Pay them the right money. Don't try because you know they're uneducated. You know they're uneducated. You know they can't afford the legal representation to actually ask the questions. You just exploiting them. So it ain't that every boxer must be paid, but I feel that when you get to a certain level, you should be rewarded nicely. Because how much did Frankie Randall highest purse ever in his whole career?
$150,000.
150. That's absolutely disgusting.
It's diabolical.
That's disgusting. 100
circle.
Come on.
999. Great educational answer. Thanks. You know the drill.
Bro, trust me. Big up. Much apprecited. You know, you're always there. You're bigging us up. And listen, you're putting your money where your mouth is. And you know you can't get this education on no other boxing. People just talking about currents, but they're not giving us dates like Cilla Black. They're not breaking down. These men are becoming rich. Sammy Ali, big up. Sammy Ali, before he says I'm ignoring him, he keeps on saying that I should train Deontay Wilder. I'm saying, bro, Deontay Wilder's covered, man. Deontay Wilder's got his thing. Don't worry about me, but thank you for that, my man. And I saw.
Now, you know what? You should train with you. If I was Deontay Wilder, I'll come over and I'll train with you. Reason being, two things. Number one, he's got terrible feet and he doesn't punch with combinations. You could teach him that. Tell you that now, right?
And his defense would be quickly,
right?
Number
two,
yes.
If he works with you, it will deflect the attention of the ludicrous statements that he's made in the past, and it will be all on you, which you can handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More tough like that, and then he could concentrate more on his fighting game. He's got weak brothers in his corner, and I've said it. You've got weak brothers. Mark Breeder's a lovely man, but he's a weak brother. You know what I mean? You need a man that will box you in your face when you're getting out of hand. Deontay Wilder ain't got that. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder's got like a yes man around him, but I'm not talking about Deontay Wilder. I wanted to.
Deontay Wilder's his moment is not now. Right now, we're bigging up Boxing Circle. 999. Come on. Big
Circle. You, my brother, always supporting.
Lady Shan said, hold on, Lady Shan done them season. See it? Bro, I love this girl. She's full of energy. Everyone must tune in to Box with Shan. I think it's Box Shanology. Yeah. Lady Shan channel, bro.
Yeah.
Lady Shan, I'm telling you straight, you know, the energy which this young lady brings to the sport of boxing, and she's a real one. I see her. What's the boy's name? Love Dre. You gotta love Dre. Expose him. Straight. Expose him. So you're there flossing in Miami with girls, flossing Rolexes. How come you ain't got $15,000 to pay Don King out your contract? The guy was stuttering.
You know, yeah, big up Lady Shan, our sister from another mister.
Yes, but big up. Do the best press conferences or weigh-ins. I.e., hey, okay. Yeah, that's a sub. Yeah. You know what she's saying? She's saying the best press conferences and weigh-ins, because there has been some. Again, Chisora, hey, was good, but Chisora Klitschko was even better. Because the clap that Chisora gave Klitschko, and you know me, I was off. But hey,
was go down.
Yeah, hey, Chisora was good because obviously I was there as well. You know, I was there. I saw the whole thing kick off, and I saw how Vladimir was actually the instigator of that whole thing. And that's when Derek was saying he glassed me. He glassed me. He said, I'm going
to talk about that, right?
Yes.
What year was that fight?
2012,
right? I think.
Well, I do not remember.
Anyway.
I remember being there.
Huh? Yeah, I know you was there. Go check. I think it's 212. You know what I mean? Current dates I'm terrible with.
Vladimir Klitschko, 2012.
Okay, thank you. I was right. Anyway.
Yeah. What? Hold on. Pick up the brother. Salute.
G, better salute for you.
That's our man. That's our man.
He's our guy. You know what? I said in the link, I said, jump on the thing, man. Send some donation. I was joking. And the brother said, nah, I'm going to shut Spencer up this year, you know? You know what I mean? Let me tell you this now, G. You're a real one for the simple fact that you love your boxing. You know what I mean? You love to involve yourself. You love debating with guys. And you're a real one for this game because your passion is real. It's genuine.
Bro, so, G is messaging me 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I want to sleep.
Yeah. He loves this game. He loves this game. And I'm telling you now, he's a top financial advisor. You know what I mean? Write your thing on the page right now. He's a top financial advisor. And he's going to be one of the guys that's going to change the way, even though fighters are getting very smart, but he's going to change the way for a lot of guys. You know what I mean? This man here who just donated. So big up yourself, G. Thank you very much.
And just to say, G, you know, G said to, you know, because you know me, I talk, as G knows, we're the realest things in boxing. And, you know, he said something the other day, and I was like, fam, if you say that if I hear anything like that again, I'm going to block you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, anyone says anything about Anthony, I take it touching.
Bro, it is what it is. But, you know, familiarity breeds contempt, but also familiarity makes man donate £24. Big up yourself.
But the point I'm making is that, you know, G was like, nah, listen, us, man, you know, me and my guys, we've been back in AY and we've been at his fights. He even sent pictures of his fights and he supports us so much. And even yesterday, he didn't watch the show live, but then he sent me a picture watching us, man.
Yeah.
Back on YouTube, you know, and
it was a real one, brother. I've got time of day for him, man.
I really appreciate it. Or we really appreciate it. Yes, sir. Come again. Gal? Prime MVM says, what's your thoughts on AJ's future super fight? On Ace, what's your thoughts on Ace future super fight? Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Let me just say this. No one ain't calling out Shakur Stevenson's name.
For a reason.
And I saw a tweet by him where he says, hold on, I see everyone's talking about the top 4, but where's Shakur Stevenson fit in this? And he just put laughing faces. Because he knows. He's going to be a problem.
Yep. But firstly, he's now moved up to super feather. You know what I mean? Had a decent win the other day. I think how it goes is this is like Carl Frampton's going to fight the WBO champion and then after that, I think Carl Frampton is trying to become Ireland's first freeweight world champion. And fingers crossed for Carl, if that fight gets pulled off for him, that he can become a freeweight world champion, then retire. And then the belt's going to be vacant. But no doubt, Shakur is going to move up in weight anyway. And I'm telling you, no one don't really want that heat with that kid. That kid's the real deal.
Yeah, he is like an Andre Ward. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, he's a real deal.
He's like Andre Ward. Definitely. Tank said he sparred him before. Yeah, I heard that as well. I swear Tank said I touch him up a little bit. I don't know. You know, Tank, one thing I know about Shakur, he's sparring everyone. And he always spars with Terence Crawford. And they go back at it, back and forth. So he's a good...
Big up Boxing Media King. Always supporting up our team, you know.
Jaron Ennis, we spoke about him earlier. We had his dad on the phone, Boxing King Media. Probably weren't on that time. How quickly can he get to the champions? Does he beat them? Also, let the fans know we dropped a Sugar Ray Robinson highlight. Bro, you have to pay for them advertising. Don't try that one.
No, you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. because he's always he's always reposting our stuff.
Yeah.
He does videos on his.
Oh, that one for Bilal, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay. He does the Instagram, and so it's Boxing Media King on Instagram. Give him a follow, give him a like. Yeah, I mean, give him a follow and everything else. He puts really good content. He made the Sugar Ray Robinson one because I always talk about Ray Robinson. I'm not going to talk about Ray Robinson today because I could speak for hours on that man. I know everything about the guy from when he first won the world title in what was it in 1946 versus Teat Tough Tommy Bell, and that was in Yankee Stadium, I believe.
Yes.
20th. So I could go on about Sugar Ray Robinson. Don't worry about that. But
the knowledge. You know we've got Bears over.
Yeah. Let's call it a day today, and we're gonna pick up a topic. You guys send in something over on. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Not only on the live, but comment on the feeds after it, because after this comes down, the live comments don't stay up there. So it goes like this. My top welterweights were, Gary. Put them up. Tunde will read them out.
Manny Pacquiao, number 1. Errol Spence, number 2. Terence Crawford, number 3. Keith Thurman, number 4. And Shawn Showtime Porter, number 5.
And Master Genius Baba Tunde Ajayi's top 5 were Tunde's top welterweight rankings were Errol Spence, number 1. Number 2, Terence Crawford. Number 3, Manny Pacquiao. Number 4, Keith Showtime Thurman. One time. Thurman. Number 5, Shawn Showtime Porter. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, you should have put up my guys. Bobby Wright says, seriously, was just about to say thank you, free men, for giving up your time and doing this show. We're not giving up time because time is not ours. It's not allocated to us. Time is from the Most High. But what I am saying is, if I am sharing my time with you, Bobby Wright, that means that I'm sharing it with people of good energy. And everybody on here, I share it with good energy. So thank you guys so much for doing the show. Join us tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow. Is it? Are we doing? No, Friday. We need to recruit too.
All right, Friday's good.
We need to recruit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
gonna push it out tomorrow to you guys on Instagram and that, like what we should cover for the next show. Well, thank every single person for being on it. And Tunde ends in closing and says,
"There's only a few words that need to be said. Dream it. Wait. We started. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down."
Big